When people imagine dating in China as an older Western man, they usually picture one of two extremes. Either they think it's some kind of romantic paradise where age suddenly doesn't matter, or they assume it's awkward, transactional, and impossible to build anything real. The truth? It's neither of those things. And both of those assumptions completely miss what's actually going on. Because dating in China isn't just about attraction, it's about culture, family, stability, reputation, timing, and yes, age, but not in the way most Westerners think. So if you're curious what it's really like navigating the dating scene in China as an older foreigner, this might surprise you. Expectations versus reality. A lot of Western men arrive in China carrying invisible assumptions from back home. In many Western countries, dating past a certain age can feel complicated. People have long relationship histories, firm lifestyle preferences, sometimes kids, sometimes divorces, and often a strong sense of independence that makes compromise harder. So there's this expectation that dating abroad might feel like starting over. But China has a completely different social framework around relationships, especially for women in their late 20s and 30s. Here, there's significant cultural pressure around marriage timing. Family involvement is stronger. Long-term stability often ranks higher than short-term chemistry, and age gaps, while still noticed, don't always carry the same automatic stigma they might in Western cities. That doesn't mean age doesn't matter. It does, just in a different equation. Instead of, are we in the same life stage emotionally? The question can be more like, are you stable, serious, reliable, planning for the future? For an older foreigner, those boxes can look very different than they do back home. The foreigner factor. Being a foreigner in China adds another layer, and it's not always what people assume. Yes, being Western can make you more noticeable. There's curiosity. There can be an assumption that you're more open-minded, more expressive, or less bound by traditional expectations. But there's also uncertainty. Questions like, are you staying in China long-term? Do you understand local culture? Would marriage mean moving abroad? How would families communicate? Dating isn't just two people. It's often two families, two languages, and two very different social systems trying to connect. So while you might get more initial attention, you're also being quietly evaluated for long-term viability. And if you're older, that evaluation gets even more practical. Age, advantage, and disadvantage. Here's where things get nuanced. In some situations, being older can actually be seen as a positive. Older can mean financial stability, emotional maturity, clearer life direction, less playing around. Those traits align strongly with what many Chinese families hope for in a potential husband. But there's a flip side. If the age gap feels too large, concerns show up fast, especially from parents. Health in the long-term energy levels, life stage differences, whether you'll still be active when kids grow up. So it's not older is better. It's more like older can be reassuring until it starts feeling like two different generations. The sweet spot is usually less about a specific number and more about how you present your lifestyle. Are you active, social, engaged with life, or do you seem like you're already winding down? That perception matters more than the birth year on your passport. Communication styles. Another major difference is how dating progresses. In many Western countries, dating can stay casual and undefined for a long time. In China, that stage is often shorter. After a few dates, there may be direct questions like, what are you looking for? Do you want marriage? How long will you stay in China? To a Westerner, that can feel fast or intense. But culturally, it's about not wasting time, especially for women who feel strong social pressure about marriage timing. As an older foreigner, people may assume you already know what you want. So if you seem vague or non-committal, that can be a bigger red flag than it would be back home. Clarity is attractive. Ambiguity is suspicious. Family matters. A lot. One of the biggest surprises for Western men is how central family approval can be. Even independent, modern women often care deeply about how their parents will view a relationship, especially with a foreigner, and especially with an age gap. Parents may worry about Distance if their daughter moves abroad, cultural misunderstandings, communication barriers, social perception among relatives and friends. So the relationship isn't just, do we like each other? It's also, can our worlds realistically fit together? Ignoring that reality doesn't make it go away. It just delays a hard conversation. What actually works? So what does help older Western men navigate dating in China successfully? A few things consistently make a difference. 1. Cultural effort. Even basic Mandarin, understanding holidays, or knowing family customs goes a long way. It signals respect, not just interest. 2. Clear intentions. If you're open to something serious, say so. If you're not, be honest. Mixed signals get filtered out quickly. 3. Stability with flexibility. Having your life together is attractive. Acting rigid or unwilling to adapt is not. 4. Youthful energy, not forced youthfulness. Staying active, curious, and socially engaged matters more than trying to dress or act 25. 5. Respect for the bigger picture. You're not just dating a person, you're stepping into a cultural ecosystem. Dating in China as an older foreigner isn't a cheat code. It's not a fantasy world. And it's definitely not the same rule book you're used to. It's a space where culture, age, family, and future plans all carry real weight, sometimes more than chemistry alone. For some people, that makes dating here feel more serious, more intentional, and sometimes more complex. For others, it can feel overwhelming. But the key difference is this. In China, relationships are often seen less as a personal adventure and more as a life decision that connects families, futures, and responsibilities. Understanding that shift changes everything. Thanks for watching the video. I have several videos talking about what is it like dating in China. Please subscribe for more content like this. Until next time.